Every man, woman, and child remembers the day that Aether first captured their imagination, that gravity became nothing more than an inconvenience. Prepare yourselves, fair citizens of New York, to feel such wonder again. The Helicline Institute of Aethonics is announcing an early Aether Tech showcase ahead of the 1939 World's Fair. So come one and come all, and be inspired. Gaze upon new skyward frontiers and see that there is no alternative to a future amongst the heavens.
Looks like it's time. There's no thriving in this city, not in the lowers. They call it that for a reason. Drowning in the rain, lost in the shadow of the uppers. But with a job like today's, a girl can hope to finally catch her breath. Just a transport. No guns, no complications, no room for another screw-up. A second chance from a hard case like Mr. Blanc doesn't come around often. I just hope he's not setting me up. But something still isn't cooking right. Mr. Blanc doesn't give second chances to anyone. After that last job went south, he could have tossed me into the well and watched me get torn apart 6 ways to Sunday.
Now leaving the station.
Someday, I can leave the smuggling business behind. I won't have to worry about backroom deals, meddling tyrants, or pulling pennies from the smoke of a gun. Maybe I could even find a place in the uppers to thrive. Too bad I'm only welcome up here on business. For now. Someday, I'll have a whole place to myself up here. Something entirely mine. No thing and nobody holding me down. Just me and the open sky. Finally free. I slip into one of the ritziest hideaways in the uppers, long after the rich and sauced have sauntered off to bed. The glass cage cleans up nice after hours, but no amount of soap will wash away the stink of high-class gin and imported cologne. My shoe gives the glass floor a wary tap as I scan the room. I ignore the booze hound glued to the table and turn to the stern-faced bartender. As good a mouthwash as any. Might come in handy later, too. Currency in my line of work isn't always green. The bartender gives me a look as I grab the long-necked top-shelf swill and take a drink. The regulars flock here to take in the view over a bottle of something expensive and bubbly. Every now and then, a soul gets grounded. And this is the best seat in the house. The booze hound's a whistling faucet, and his drool-spattered watch is worth more than my whole outfit. My eyes dart to the back door. If things go sideways, I'm a quick sprint from the exit. The bartender's eyes follow my hands, making sure I don't get too familiar with a patron's belongings. I approach the counter. Morgan? I give a curt nod without response. Any other gift of familiarity would be wasted. Wilson out? A deep sullenness passes over the man.
What can I do for you, Miss Randazzo?
It's been a while. How's business, Morgan? I know that name from the radio. Shame I'll have to miss hearing her live. The glass cage might tolerate my presence during after hours, but its patience runs dry whenever respectable clientele's on the floor. Morgan's eyes are gray, his knuckles raw, and the scent of 2-day-old body odor breaks through his strong cologne. Wilson never misses a shift.
Never's a big word, Miss Randazzo, especially in this line of work.
I got a meeting with Mr. Blanc. Let him know I'm here.
So soon? I'm surprised. And without your uncle.
His eyes meet mine, challenging me to say anything, to reach for my piece, to balk, maybe even cry. I slowly inhale. It's too early to let some high-nosed stiff get his kicks in, so I smile. I'm missing an Apollo Diamond picture to be here, Morgan. Help a girl out. The bartender frowns while he polishes a small tumbler. He's expecting me. I don't intend to make him wait. Do you? That did the trick. He reaches his hand under the counter, slowly. A part of me waits for a fiery roar of buckshot to tear through the mahogany. Instead, I hear a click and muted bell.
They'll be with you shortly, Miss Randazzo. I assume you can show yourself out afterwards.
A familiar scent fills the air and lazy smoke drifts to the corner of my eye, drawing my attention to a darkened booth. The table's already set. A narrow beam of light splits the booth. On my side, a glass of my favorite whiskey. On the other, an ember held in the hands of a man more shadow than flesh.
Drink.
Excuse me, Mr. Blanc, but I'm here for business, not pleasure. The ember leans closer. I sweat under its pointed gaze.
Very well. A shame, Randazzo.
He stubs out the pleasantries with his dying cigarette. Onto a new smoke. Onto business.
A young woman from the Heights requests transport to the lowers. Nowhere in particular.
The Heights? What's some girl from upstairs want in the slums?
I don't care. She requested discretion.
She seemed like the type to cause trouble? If she's getting into my car, I need to know what to expect.
She is young, naive, harmless. No threat to you.
You're the one who knows things, and that's all you know?
You have what you need. Idle speculation is wasteful.
Mr. Blanc's got a face a statue would envy. He knows more, but he's keeping it to himself. Sounds too easy.
For you, Randazzo, too easy is all you get. For now.
And if she brings in heat from the Heights? Where's Wilson? Morgan looks worse for wear out there. The yellow flame flashes on caught breath.
Mr. Wilson is no longer under my employ.
Shame. He owes me money. Know where I can find him? The booth darkens to a silent gloom. Even the embers quiet their dull murmurings as Mr. Blanc leans forward again.
You'd do best to forget Mr. Wilson, him and those he associated with, or you too will find yourself out of my employ.
I'd struck a nerve, one that ran deep. Too deep for me to feel comfortable going any further. Mr. Blanc is a monster in his own right. I don't want to know what ghosts haunt his closet. I'll get it done in a few hours. And maybe next time we talk, the work will require more than my babysitting skills.
Your reputation is mud, Randazzo. This is charity. Do the job. You'll be paid. Half your usual.
Half? No. You need this Heights socialite looked after. She's paying for secrecy too, which means your services aren't coming cheap. But you're only paying me pennies? We both damn well know you can afford my usual, and more. The words roll off my tongue, bitter and metallic, clanging to the floor. I know by the shape of the darkness I misspoke.
No one will come near you. I shouldn't come near you. Yet, I give you a second chance. A way to prove yourself.
A harsh whistle of wind screeches through the floor, punctuating the man's heavy words. Tension ripples down my spine, and I become mute.
You will take this job. I will pay even less, and you will take this job. You have no choice. So say yes, and leave.
He has me pegged. I'm broke without a single lead. Without this job, I don't even think I could last the week before I'd need to call in a favor best left undisturbed. Yes.
You'll find her outside, being obvious.
A string of yellow cabs idle at the curb, their vultures squawking at a young woman standing on the sidewalk, barely 20. She's a bird of paradise, too colorful for the drab concrete jungle around her. Obvious was right. That's the one. It's really something. Someday, I'll wake up to this every morning. Zio always liked cabbies. Said they were useful. This is where he and I disagreed. Bet these platforms don't see many folks from the lowers. One of the buzzards has her cornered. The girl's smile is a mask. She's being polite, but she doesn't realize how ugly this could get. Hey, beat it. This fare's mine. The cabbie gawps at me, stunned I dare intrude on his meal ticket. He puffs out his chest.
Yeah? Says who exactly?
Says me, wise guy.
Well, I don't know you from a hole in the sky, lady.
Loose sparks off the Aetherway fill the humming silence with a surplus of electricity. The cabbies close ranks, staring me down, daring me to make a move. The girl's eyes flit between us, unsure which direction the danger is coming from.
I'm just...
Careful, doll. I don't think it's safe with this bird over here.
I need a bigger monster to scare these scavengers away. I point behind me at the glass cage in a last-ditch effort that could come back to haunt me. You fellas know who owns this joint?
Mr.
Another cabbie elbows him in the ribs to shut him up. They know. Good. And you know not to mess with his business. I nod towards the girl, and the cabbies step away as if she were Lady Plague herself. I'll see you gentlemen later.
You can count on it.
Seething, the cabbies disperse. I hope that's the last of them.
That sure was scary. I didn't realize... thank you, Miss Smuggler?
I give her a once-over, like a filament warming up inside a bulb. Her shaken nerves are slowly replaced with a beaming smile. My silence doesn't seem to deter her optimism.
So, you're my driver. I'm Nellie. Well, Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt, technically, but please, Nellie's fine.
Name's Gia. So, doctor, huh?
That's right. My degree's in theoretical aethonics. I did my dissertation on Cherenkov radiation's impact on Aether particulate flux. Columbia, then NYU for postgrad. Such a gorgeous campus. Have you been?
Can't say I have.
It's pretty close to the Helicline Institute of Aethonics. Olympus Park is what most people call it. Where I work. Or worked, anyway.
She fidgets with her big, overstuffed briefcase. Something about it bothers me. This isn't your average rich socialite clutching her purse in a rough part of town. She's clinging to it like a life raft.
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but you make quite a striking impression.
The girl's eyes sparkle with curiosity. She's a bright little thing. Smart, switched on. And she's doing an admirable job of hiding how scared she really is. Her voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper.
Are you really a smuggler?
Depends who's asking.
Well, I am silly. How does one become a smuggler anyways?
Usually not by choice.
Wowzers.
Uh-huh. My car's this way. Come on. I get an itchy feeling, like we're being watched. This whole thing has me off kilter, like walking into a room without turning on the lights. I twist the ignition, and we set off. I catch the girl scanning the interior, her eyes taking everything in. So, where am I dropping you off? The lowers is pretty big.
Oh, anywhere, really. I'm sure I'll find my way where I need to.
There's only sincerity in that voice. Mr. Blanc wasn't kidding. This really is a babysitting job.
Ooh, what's that button do?
Yeah, don't press that.
Ah, so it must be some type of modification. I bet it's a supercharger. They always have those in the comics. Oh, I know. It's an ejector seat. Wait, it's not for the passenger side, is it?
She's not even really talking to me. Her motor mouth is just spinning out of control. I've got to learn what the hell's going on with this easy transport. So, Doc.
Doc?
Yeah, Doc. You worked with Aether upstairs? Anything for the World's Fair?
Oh, yes! Lots of things. But I can't share any of that. It's confidential, you see.
A dead end. I'll have to ask her more later. While we're talking, my eyes keep getting pulled to the rear view like it's a magnet. I can't shake the feeling we're not alone. I juke down a couple service paths and hop across an access junction. Sure enough, when we pop back onto street level, the same dark shape is lurking behind us. Hang on to something, kid. This might get bumpy. I pop open the hidden compartment under the dash and point to it. The girl catches on almost instantly, and there's only a moment of hesitation before she shoves her briefcase inside. Zio always liked cabbies, said they were useful. This is where he and I disagreed. I catch a glimpse of the man tailing us. He's got the easy posture and the liquid metal smile of a seasoned killer. In the rear view, his eyes burn like ice above a jagged scar.
No! How did he find me?
Who? Nellie? Who is that?
We can't, Gia. Please, we can't.
Don't worry, kid. Just keep your head down. This will be over soon.
Don't cover this kind of monkey business. What you done to my fenders?
That was too easy. We need to get off this island, now. I got my papers. Verified this morning by... Look, maybe there is some other arrangement we can reach. I flash a clip of greenbacks underneath my outstretched expired permit. The guard looks unimpressed. Damn upper snobs, too good for money. He waves me on, and I drive towards an open... People mill about, laughing in the sun, but something's off. The world feels grainy and sluggish, like I'm wading through sand. We're killing time in a sea of hard limbs, well-used pocket watches, and dull chatter, waiting for a permit. Bureaucracy moves...
Gia? Are you sure we can't take my briefcase? It's very important.
Better off out of sight than getting swiped in a pickpocket's hunting ground. See that? I nod and put a spotlight on an act I've played myself. A gal trips into a gentleman. The gentleman goes to help her. And the bag he's briefly forgotten about glides away in the hands of her partner.
Jeepers! Oh, that poor man. We should
do nothing. Right now, we keep our heads down and avoid bringing attention to ourselves.
Oh.
Look, no one's prying my stash open, and I've got an eye on the car. Besides, we'll be back in the Chimera in no time.
Right. What's the phrase? Staying low. I'm just worried because... Oh, Gia, look! Cotton clouds! Oh, I haven't had uppers candy in years.
The girl runs off. Hey, don't wander off. She stops, but only long enough to shoot me a grin and a wave. An innocent invitation to come along. The vendor sculpts pink and blue clouds for passengers in search of a sweet souvenir. Nellie looks ready to buy out the whole stand. The girl seems determined to stay obvious. We've still got time before the ferry leaves, but I growl as I give up my spot in line and beat feet after her. The girl's busy drilling the vendor about sugar to syrup ratios. I throw a look and she focuses on picking out a flavor. A stick of cotton later, I heard her back in line. Unfortunately, it hasn't moved. I let her get in a few sweet bites before I feed her something bitter. What did that scarred-up black hat want with you? Her face falls mid-bite. The pink cloud sags like a lead balloon.
I've thought of at least 5 different ways to explain it, but it's complicated. Usually I'd ask someone for advice, but he's not here.
You knew who that was. You'd seen him before. Who is he?
I don't know.
That wasn't your average tracker. He was big time. Someone you hire when there's no room for error. Someone with deep pockets is after you. And that black hat's not going to give up till he's finished the job. The girl's whole body gives up with a single deep breath. She seems almost relieved to spill the beans.
He's the reason I ran. I saw him at Olympus Park. I saw what he did.
And I'm guessing he didn't want any witnesses.
Gia, I don't know what he's going to do.
Nothing is what. Not while you're with me. She perks up at the small glint of hope, and I give her a half-hearted smile. It's one thing to deal with a tracker, but if this guy is a hired killer too, I need to be more careful. Look, kid, I got shot at for you. I was told to expect a simple transport, and now I'm stuck looking over my shoulder. You owe me a whole lot more than it's complicated. What's in the case?
I'm sorry. You're right. And I'm sorry you got shot at. It's my research. It's very important, but I don't know why anyone else would want it.
I give her a side eye. I need the whole picture, but all I'm getting is an unfinished canvas.
It's the well.
What about it? So a bodega sign falls off and disappears every now and then. Neighborhood's already coming to pieces anyhow.
It's expanding. Getting bigger. Stronger. It's going to get bad, Gia. Really bad.
You're pulling my leg.
No! I swear, Gia! The car!
Minutes. I'd only taken my eyes off the car for a few damn minutes. Time stops long enough for me to catch the tail end. The glare of green lights, the lift of red-white metal, and the blur of a black hat. They took my car.
Gia! My research was in the car. What are we going to do?
We're going, now. Ferry's here. I know a place we can hide on board, but we gotta move.
But...
No buts, kid. Move. If they've got the car, we've got to assume they're on our tail. We stick to the plan, get to the lowers, and hole up somewhere safe. After that, we're gonna figure out how you're getting my car back. The hole is a barrenless refuge, rotting and hidden in a forgotten corner of the city. It offers sanctuary to every soul who finds freedom at the end of a gun or the bottom of a bottle. It is the safety of the shadows.
Oh, is this your hideout, Gia? It's like a pirate's cove or a raider's den.
More like a sinkhole. Watch your step, kid. You'll sooner run into a back alley mugger than a swashbuckler out here.
So, what's next? We need to formulate a strategy.
My place. I need a drink. And you need to finish explaining what the hell got my car stolen. Finally, the first drop of real sunshine all day. The way she holds herself is too bright for my apartment, too colorful. Everything feels smaller. The space...
I've been tracking growth patterns around gravitational anomalies. The well's always been an unusual case. It goes through the occasional spike and ebb, but it's always stabilized, eventually. My colleagues and I, were supposed to meet and discuss what to do about the well, but I was late. I would have been inside already if it hadn't been for Professor Gardner. He discovered something was wrong first. He tried to get me away, and because of me, he...
She trembles, leaving the unspoken sound of a falling body to echo off the walls.
There was an explosion. Everything burned so fast. I wanted to help, but that's when I saw him. The black cat. And then he saw me. I ran as fast as I could. Didn't have time to take anything else but the notes I had on me.
That's a hell of a story. So a professional killer snuck into the Heights and blew up a building just to get his mitts on you and your research. And you have no idea why.
I truly don't. Please, you have to believe me.
Your colleagues. Tell me about them.
They were brilliant scientists, Gia. All of them. And bright and hopeful. Together, we were going to discover a better world. Find the answer. And they were kind. Alistair, Professor Gardner, especially. He always looked out for me. Even when I first showed up. A 16-year-old with a half-packed suitcase and too many questions. He always tried to help. Right to the end.
Your kind have been coming down here for years. They do some tests, make a big spectacle of themselves, and conclude that it's mostly harmless. Nothing more than clouds or a bad storm.
That's the thing! It should be nothing more than a cloud or a storm. For crying out loud, it's not Jupiter's red spot. Something is causing it to persist and expand.
You're sure it's expanding?
If my work is correct, quickly.
It was just a pause. A moment where I hold back a lifetime of cynicism and disappointment. But she hears it like...
You live in a flying city, Gia. A city kept alive with technology so foreign 80 years ago?
You're in the lowers, as requested and paid for. What were you planning once you got here?
First, I thought I'd have to find a place to live, of course. I have some money,
The girl goes paler than the moon in a crystal bath. A moment of clarity, and a possible lifetime of hopelessness.
It was in my case. All of it. I have nothing.
She looks up at me, eyes suddenly welling into baby blue pools that flood the dwindling room.
I don't have anyone I can ask for a loan. Everyone's... They're dead. All of them. He killed them. He's going to find me again. And I won't be able to fix the well, and...
Hey, kid. Look at me. You're smart. You'll figure something out. You just... Listen. I'll talk to someone who could help, but I need you to focus. Those goons stole my car and your briefcase. And right now, you might be the only real lead I have.
What can I do? I told you everything I know.
Not everything. I don't get it. You're from Olympus Park. You got money. And you just leave without talking to anyone?
I needed to disappear quickly. Apparently, not all. I didn't have time to pack. I took the first ferry I could find, and it left me in Astoria Bay. Fortunately, when I told a very nice officer I needed to get to the lowers, He referred me to Mr. Blanc.
Knowing Mr. Blanc, that referral didn't happen by chance. He's got eyes in every dark corner of the city. If a bird from the heights flew down on an air of mystery, he'd want to know why. He called you by your name. We're looking at someone who's done his research, or someone who's got something personal on you. Got any enemies up there?
No!
You sure? You didn't piss off some other brainiac with a better showing at the science fair?
No.
You running from family? Some bigwig who made a pass at you? Jilted husband?
I'm not. I've never been married. I don't have the time or the interest. But even if I did, I haven't had any gentleman callers, or really met any gentlemen. Aside from Professor Gardner, of course, but he doesn't count. Not in that way.
This Professor Gardner's come up a few times. Who is he?
Oh, Professor Gardner, Alistair Gardner, was one of the first people recruited to the Helicene Institute. He's one of their spokesmen, too. He even oversaw my application. The other adjudicators were reluctant. Everyone else was so much more senior and older, too. But Alistair fought for me. He called my skills and my desire for a better world a brilliant ambition. He helped look after me during my stay at Olympus Park. It helps that he supervised the lab that I worked in.
Something doesn't add up. Most of us will never see the heights, let alone Olympus Park. How'd someone like him get inside?
I don't know. Must have broken in. Or stolen access? Disguised himself, maybe? But you can't just stroll through. I had to go through an extensive vetting process to even be allowed to visit.
So he's found you twice. Once in the heights, and then again after hiding with Mr. Blanc. He'll probably track you down here, too.
You think?
She starts to retreat back into her shell. Damn it. I was just getting somewhere. If I'm going to get anything useful out of this, I gotta give her something to— Hey, look at me. This chump isn't getting away with this. I'm going to take care of him. Going to get my car and your briefcase back.
Really?
It's a matter of personal and professional pride. I don't like when people mess with what's mine. Just stay here and don't touch anything. I'll be back soon.
Wait! I'm going with you.
And why should I do that? You're a doe in headlights most of the time.
Well, for a lot of reasons, actually. For starters, I'm excellent company. I'm also smart and amazing at aethonics. I'm sure that could really come in handy out there. But if not, well, let's be honest with each other. I need you to find that man. He has my briefcase. You need your car back, and you can do that by finding him. If he's following me, then that's good news. The best way for you to find him—
Foolhardy or brave, like going all in before the flop in a high-stakes hold'em round. I'll give the kid this much. She's earnest to a fault. Okay, but first I need to see a gal about a car. Until I'm back, stay put. Press is already gonna be in a bad enough mood when she hears about the car. She doesn't need me ambushing her with this bundle of trouble, too. Cress Carter is the only person in the hole who could sell me something with 4 repulsors and a steering wheel. Only one issue. I'm broke. Fortunately, I have something more valuable to her than a wad of cash. If there's anything that can soften bad news and a steep ask from Cress, it's fresh vinyl with a smooth baritone. I second-guess leaving the girl idle in my room. She's the curious kind that could find trouble with her eyes closed and feet tied. I don't live like royalty, but I got a few shabby creature comforts around. Maybe it's enough to keep the girl's hands busy. Try one of these. Cloud Captain never fails to cheer me up.
Oh, thanks, Gia.
She starts to flip through the pages as I leave, her eyes landing longer on the page with Cloud Captain's devilish smile. Gotta talk to Cress first. Cress? The Hole doesn't ask much of its residents. Stay quiet, don't draw attention, find comfort in the dark. Despite growing up in Aether in the Undercity, Cress Carter refused to abide. From behind a junker made more of rust than steel, two faintly glowing points rise. Cress appears, pale, milky eyes already wary and fixed to joust.
Where's my baby, 8-Shot?
The low, angry rumble of the island's Aether generators shake the floor in protest of their nature-defying feat. I hope it stifles the sound of my pulse. This is news I don't want to break. Yeah, about that. Is that a combustion engine you're working on? It's practically an antique.
Mr. Thompson's been holding on to this thing since he first moved here. Left her to me when he passed. She's not much now, but a few more tons of elbow grease, and she'll sing.
She stretches her prosthetic arm and tilts her head, analyzing the jagged edges of this car-shaped hunk of rust like puzzle pieces she can rearrange and solve. She's distracted, mind somewhere free. Cress, I got some bad news. The car's gone. I let my guard down.
You lost it? You here then to beg for your life?
I need help getting it back. An iceberg lugged 3,000 miles from the North Pole and thrown in the corner wouldn't have made this room any colder. Cress, Look, I don't come empty-handed. Here, found this on one of my jobs.
You think you can bribe me with a Coleman Hawkins? Damn. Okay, I'm listening.
She's still out there. My guess is White Street. The thief was after something in a hidden compartment, and they won't get it open without help. White Street will take apart anything if they get to keep the parts.
I'm listening for an apology, Gia. That wasn't just your car. It was hours, days of my blood, sweat, and tears to make it work.
You think I don't feel bad enough as is? I'm sorry, Cress. It's this job I'm on. This client, some hotshot's after her. Same punk who took the car.
Apology accepted, if you get our baby back. Now, this job. I thought you were taking things easy still. Honestly, surprised you found work at all. It's only been a year since your uncle died. How you holding up?
Work's dried up, even the easy jobs that no one wants. What I can get is barely enough to get by.
Have you considered calling in that favor Needles owes you? He's working in White Street now. Pretty sure he could get you a job if you need it. Here, he's been busy lately.
Needles? I'm not talking to that prick, not in 100 years. Not sure who would shoot first if we saw each other again. No, Cress, not him. Wait, are you keeping tabs on him?
You're not the only smuggler that's good at what they do. He's also one of the few who still runs in White Street. Aether over there don't have many options, especially with that tyrant and his constant wars.
War in White Street wasn't new, and it wasn't worth the small talk, or the bad memories that come with it. It's this client. There's something off about her.
Off? How?
Can't place it yet. Too many questions. Doesn't ha-
Well, there's your problem. Anyone who lives that high up has a screw loose. Not enough oxygen. Shouldn't trust any of those airheads.
I might have to if I want to get my car back.
Be careful out there, Gia.
Not right now, Cress. I just want to stay focused, find my car. I bet by now she's in the hands of some White Street chop shop. I need your help, Cress.
2 favors then. A car, and I assume a lead in White Street.
Her eyes go distant. She never told me who she lost when White Street's Baron executed his last purge, but she disappeared for a week afterwards. When she finally returned, someone else walked around in Cress's leather shoes. She pulls out a pencil, scribbling a symbol on an old stale coffee filter plucked from the ground.
North White Street Harbor, Pier 9. Say I sent you. You'll find some Aetherians who can help. Maybe. As for the car, got a lemon out back. Not much, but it's a start. Bring it around, and maybe I can get it working. Take these repair kits too, in case you get in a scrap.
Thanks, Cress.
Yeah. Also, Gia, don't be an ass. I'll hear about it. What do you need? Gia, I'm not running a charity. If you need any more favors, you'll have to pay for them. With cash. I have a place, sure. Basically an overflowing trash can, but it's something. I'll need rent. Have her come talk to me later. See you soon.
I'd left the kid to get some rest. I returned to find her stainless shoes performing a precarious balancing act on my chair while her hands twirl the wall crank. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, Gia! I'm not used to having time on my hands, and I couldn't help but notice your plant wasn't getting enough light. I adjusted the height, and it should get up to 10% more exposure. I hope that was all right.
Next time, ask. Anyway, got transport and a lead. Let's head out.
Already?
We need to move fast if we even want a chance of finding my car and your briefcase in one piece. Best bet? We start with White Street.
Why there? Is it a smuggler thing?
It's a hunch. White Street's whole business is sanitation and recycling. You need something disposed of on the down low? That's where you go. I don't believe in vengeful spirits. If they existed, White Street would have been torn from the sky in retribution for its decades of war. Instead, it stays floating to spite the dead, a withered shell of its former glory.
Why? Is something wrong?
Where would I find the time, kid? Or the heart to fill your head with graves of ash, islands on fire in the night, the thunder of war in the skies? That was years ago. But not yet. Fine. I needed to stretch my legs anyhow. Like a dove on an updraft, the girl flutters off as soon as her heels hit the street, following the music and fanfare to the nearby parade. Hey! I said stay close!
Wowzers. I haven't been to one of these since I was young. Father took me to several, but those weren't as, serious. Where are the floats? The clowns? They're just soldiers. Are all parades in the lowers like this?
Just like this? No. Each baron has their own flavor of showboating to distract from how bleak life is down here. White Street's just eager to march and flash their guns around.
Something big must be going on. Do you know what's happening?
I'm not sure what this is. White Street has been bleeding territory, money, and men for over a decade in its wars with the surrounding barons. This should be a funeral march, not a celebration. Through a hail of ticker tape, I swerve past a waving arm to get a better look at the line of soldiers. Spotless uniforms, polished guns, a show of strength that White Street hasn't been able to afford in years. When did they fill their war chest? Hey, pal, what's the occasion? Save the lowers? Going to take more than some new weapon to do that. He applies more plaster to his smile. I glance around. He's not the only face in the crowd straining to keep the corners of their mouth upright. The cries of support echo emptily. The banners flow without enthusiasm. Like stone pushed through a sieve, the crowd forces out cheers for a devil clad in white.
Is that the Baron of White Street? He must be really popular.
That's Eli Tillingast. Calls himself the General. They cheer because if they don't... One hot blast of light was all it took to disappear a crowd. stunning onlookers like a twisted magic trick. Instead of applause, cries of panic and a stampede of feet clap the pavement, while a putrid smell fills the air. My gut twists as it fights every reckless impulse to run. A few onlookers run from the scene. My feet are 2 steps after them before my senses yank me by the shoulders. Eli Tillinghast doesn't tolerate desertion from anyone. The crowd seconds from dissolving into a frenzied swarm. If I don't grab the kid and move, we're going to get trampled flat. However, we're saved by an unlikely savior.
Hold!
The Baron of White Street stands, gloved hand extended. Despite fear and panic, the crowd obeys, frozen in place by a gentle, assuring gesture.
Let the procession continue.
The music starts back up, and the world moves on Eli's command. Coerced cheers rush to fill terrified...
The days where White Street bled tirelessly, save that we will bleed no longer. Our enemies will tremble before a weapon they cannot resist, a weapon they cannot overcome. We will demand our rightful place in the sun and rid the shadow of... We are just. We are strong. We are unsullied.
He pumps his fist and the crowd answers with a deafening cheer. With all eyes back on the general and his grisly procession, I look for Nellie.
Red Aether wasn't to ever... Oh, Gia, those people. Those poor people.
You recognize it? What the hell was that thing, Nellie?
It was never supposed to get out. Never. How did it get out? How?
She buries herself in her hands, breathing hard, wishing with every strained muscle that this nightmare would end. A part of me wants to join her.
I can't stay here, Gia. We have to go.
We can't. Not without attracting serious attention. You saw what happened. If we get caught sneaking out, we'll get shot.
Gia, please.
The kid's bloodless face moves me to glance down the procession line. The tail end's in sight, but the miserable sound from the girl has me second-guessing how long her nerves will hold. Nellie, look at me. Talk to me. Just tell me what that was.
That weapon used red Aether, Gia. A highly volatile, highly experimental version of Aether. It's very powerful, but also very unstable. But red Aether wasn't supposed to...
All right, kid. Stay close. This ain't gonna be easy. The stench of burnt flesh wafts over clouds of dust and stale wind. My stomach turns over on itself, trying to hide from the stink, begging me to flee. We just need to make it back to the car. A guard lurks past where we parked, his stark white pressed uniform darkening the street around him.
Hey! Where are you two going?
I grip Nellie's wrist tight and lurch forward, ready to sprint. The girl stumbles into me, making us look like a drunk set of dance partners. Damn it! Run, kid! The young guard hesitates, and I spear tackle him faster than a Coney Island roller coaster. I've got him on the ground, fist raised, when he screams.
Please!
The soldier, if you could call him that, can't be more than 18. His eyes screw shut in fear, and he lifts his palms out, pleading for mercy. I shake the pain from my knuckles, pull back, and pop him once on the nose. Hard. He's out like a busted Christmas light.
Hurry!
I glance up to see the kid already in the car, buckled in and eyeing me nervously. I brush off my coat and join her. Enough distance passes that ash and screams and a bright, hot light start fading into a bad memory. Nellie breaks the silence.
Is White Street always this awful?
Often enough. White Street's never shied away from putting down opposition with violence. Never heard of them using a weapon like that, though.
But those were their people. He's supposed to be the Baron. Isn't he supposed to listen to their concerns? What about due process?
Look, kid. It might work that way upstairs, but not here. The only word that matters down here is the Barons, and in White Street, the chain of command's everything. If Eli says we're going to war, you either fall in line, or you're an enemy.
One might have been bad, but the others were simply calling for peace. Where's the harm in that?
White Street tried the whole peace thing a few years ago. Someone blew them to bits during peace talks. It's around here somewhere, hidden. What was that symbol?
Are we really going into the Undercity? Will the Aether rats let us, or are the stories true? You don't think they'll throw us off the island, do you?
Which stories we talking about?
Well, the ones in the papers? I've never met an Aether rat, so I honestly don't know how much of it is true or not. However, they're supposed to be benevolent, aren't they? They keep our islands in the sky, and in exchange, they get the Undercity, but everyone knows that. I've heard they generally keep to themselves. Also, their eyes all turn into a unique shade of pale blue. They glow, too, from what I've read. Like Aether. There are journals that theorize why, but...
Madonna. The kid's understanding is as accurate as a stained mirror. Better clear things up before we go in. Look, you can't rely on the stories you read in the papers. You want to avoid getting grounded? Don't call them Aether rats. They're Aetheniers, and they're good people. I'm guessing you've never met one?
No. There were rules. We weren't really supposed to interact with them, or see them.
They don't want to be seen down here either. Too many people can't stand the idea that an island floats or sinks on the whim of an Aethenier. Figure a good rat is a scared rat.
They've done it before, haven't they? I've read of islands crashing because of Aether repulsor failure that could only be possible by sabotage.
And blow themselves up out of spite? No island falls without a Baron behind it and a list of dead Aetheniers trying to stop it. Now, where's that door? Careful strokes of paint form an innocuous symbol of a rat matching the sketch Cress gave me. This is the right place.
Shopping for trouble? Or just sightseeing real close?
Jeepers! Gia?
A pauper. One of the murderous specters slithering freely through every pipe, waiting to brutalize passers-by. Looking for you, actually. We're friends of Cress Carter. She sent us to ask about a missing car.
Cress Carter?
Strange. Cress's name should mean something. Either he's greener than he looks or he doesn't trust my word. I might need something to loosen his tongue. Name's Gia Randazzo. Who are you if you don't know Cress Carter?
Maybe I know her. Don't know you. Neither of you.
Well, if what you need is an introduction, my name is Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt. Pleased to meet you.
Don't shake hands with strangers, let alone topsiders.
He threatens to disappear back into the shadows and leave us without a way in. But then he pauses.
Doctor? What type of doctor?
Oh, theoretical aethonics. Now, I don't have the experience one of you Aethoniers have with the practical side, but I do know my way around an Aether core. I was actually hoping I could find out a little more about maintenance techniques down here.
You know anything about hydraulic engineering?
No, but I'm a quick study.
We're not looking for trouble. Like I said, just need info.
Could be a couple of terriers and maybe some topsiders looking for some fun.
Just look at her. And if either of us were terriers, you and I both know this conversation would have gone very differently.
You're right, she doesn't. Too shiny. Looking to see how the other half live, eh, sweetheart?
I beg your pardon. I'm not a terrier, whatever those are, and I am not some tourist.
A terrier, sweetheart, are the ugly bastards who keep us Aethoniers in line. That's how I got these. Every slip-up and slowdown adds to the contract, and I mark each one so they don't get from me a second more.
There's so many.
I'll be paying off my time till the day I die, and hopefully not a moment longer.
I'm looking for a car. 35 Chimera.
Pretty fancy. And what would a car like that be doing in a place like this?
Some goon in a black hat stole it. Figured he'd try to dump it once he got what he wanted.
Pity.
You're having a problem with your water supply?
War's changed priorities for the Undercity. Water's being rerouted, and there's not enough of the good stuff to go around.
Is it a filtration issue? Something pressure-related? Or does it have to do with the temperature regulation?
Don't know. Sounds like you might know a thing or two, though.
The pauper sinks deep into thought. We might as well be having a conversation with a statue.
Friends with Cress Carter, huh? All right.
The armed shadow stares blankly towards us, his pale blue glass eyes casting unknown intent at me and the kid before pounding the space behind him.
And watch yourself.
He melts back into the industrial decay behind him, never once taking his eyes off us. His disembodied voice echoing out one last time.
Or you'll see us again real soon.
Every darkened cranny becomes a potential peephole while we stand there. Like walking to confession blindfolded in a packed cathedral. I can feel hundreds of unseen eyes watching, waiting for a single misstep.
He gave me the heebie-jeebies. Do you think he...
She's interrupted by a gush of stale air riding the echoes of countless thumping Aether machines.
Topsiders? Why are you here? Hurry, out with it, we're busy. Harold's been wrong before.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Nellie, this is Gia. We're not here to bother you while you work on... Oh, is that part of an Aether substructure power converter? I've always wondered about the older infrastructure.
Nellie, that's not why we're...
Right. Gia's friend, Cress, she's an Aethenier also. She sent us here because we need your help to find this car of ours that has some important stuff hidden away inside.
Too desperate, too vulnerable. I lob a cough towards Nellie, hoping she'd quit her rambling so I could get a word in.
Cress sent you? That girl. Fine, let's hear it.
You and Cress close?
We're Aether rats. We're all related. One big happy family. She's running around with all these topsiders causing trouble. And now she risks the three of us. She should know better.
It's a subtle movement. Alexander sends an involuntary glance towards Maria's abdomen before matching my eyes. I couldn't be sure if he was angrier that I caught him, or that he slipped something so personal. These tunnels...
They're so big. Where did they go? Everywhere? Can you get to any part of the island from here? Have you ever gotten lost?
I've known too many smugglers who've disappeared trying to find their way through Aether rat tunnels. Success promises an unseen and untraceable smuggling route. Failure costs you your life.
No. Aether rats don't get lost. We can smell our way through miles of... This tunnel can get you through most of the barony, if you know where you are going. But don't try it. You'll end up stuck in the dark or taking a one-way trip to old New York.
A 35 Chimera, dumped recently. Have you seen anything? Alexander breaks his scowl with an impish eye and a cracked smile. He knows.
Maybe. We'll need something in return, though. Harold says you know hydraulic engineering. Is this true? Can you create substitute filtration parts?
With the right equipment and a blueprint, maybe? I don't have any on hand, though. I'd also need time to formulate possible solutions.
Maybes are not enough. We need working parts, now. Eli's new war means that all non-essential requisitions are delayed. That includes water filtration equipment for the Undercity. Now, our water is becoming Aether-tainted.
That's terrible. Of course we'll help. We'll get you everything you need. How do we...
Hang on a sec. Before we agree to anything, I need to know what we're getting into.
Water filtration parts, new ones. 1 or 2 crates should do the trick. The more the better.
Aethenier should have priority. But Eli's leaving you without water?
Should be, but the Barony's quartermaster says the war means less for us and more for the army. Natsuko's a soldier, not a man. He's choked us from the supplies we need for years. Now, with the war, he has every excuse to squeeze tighter.
How'd any part of White Street lose out on clean water? I thought that's all Eli cared about, aside from his wars.
Our water is kept separate from the rest of the Barony's supply. That way, terriers can Reward us with clean water if we run low.
Why would Eli risk the lives of his Aethoniers? You keep his islands afloat. If you all start falling sick, his islands are going to start dropping too.
We've asked his terriers the same question. All we get back is, get back to work.
You'll have those parts, but I'll want to know where my car is as soon as we're back.
Don't trust the quartermaster. Watch yourself around the scrapyard. It's a dangerous place.
We'll get everything you need, I promise.
Poor kid. She has no idea.
Who are they? Oh boy. Whew. I hope that won't be a problem on the way back.
If the lifeblood of White Street is industrial refuse, then the scrapyard is its beating heart. From his steel parapet overlooking the yard, the quartermaster governs this realm of rubble with determination. I spot a crate of water filter parts inside the quartermaster's office. Can't lift him while he's standing there, though. Not while he's here. The quartermaster would have a friendly, likable face if it wasn't lined with the stress and fatigue of a lifetime of devotion to Eli. It's clear as we approach he's neglecting 7 other things by talking to us. Sergeant Major Lutzko? I'm Gia Rendazzo, and this is Nellie.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. You see, we're looking for...
Just a few minutes of your time, then we'll get out of your hair. Sir, how do you get along with the Aetherians in White Street?
Well, they're not getting the supplies they need to survive, you see.
His eyelid twitches. He's getting impatient already. So I take it you served with General Tillinghast, is that right? Where were you posted?
I think you must have been very brave to do what you did. And it's plain to see you and the General are very close. He's lucky to have you around, I think.
And what's he envisioning for White Street exactly? Stars fill the old soldier's eyes, a proud stiffness rejuvenating his weary frame. Talking about his boss transforms him into a younger and more zealous figure. It's almost tender, in a strange, skin-crawling kind of way. You deal with a lot of lawyer types?
There are Aetherian lawyers? Do they go to law school? Can they go to law school? What sort of law do they practice? Oh.
He scowls. I decide it's best we ease off. Well, that's just what we want to avoid. Forget I said anything. Look, we don't want to waste your time. You got a job to do, and so do we. We're here to make sure the Aetherians get what they need. Can you help? He sighs and wipes his brow, like a boxer who just learned that the fix is in. They need parts to repair a water filtration system. It isn't permission. The old bastard would kill me if we ever ended up on opposite sides of a fight. But it's a chance. We can. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, sir. With a forced smile, he picks up a clipboard and walks off, shouting orders down at machine operators, and leaving us to look out over the yard alone. The gangway behind us squeals under a heavy step, and I turn to see a black-clad stiff trying to pass us a counterfeit smile. He puts down a half-drunk carton of milk and goose steps into our path, ever so politely blocking our exit.
Good afternoon. Intelligence Officer Randall Pitt. And you are?
His feet are welded to the iron below, and the pins on his jacket identify him as one of the highest-ranking hogs in the White Street pen. There's no moving this one unless he wants to move. Gia Rendazzo, and this is my sister, Nell.
A pleasure, madams. And what, may I ask, is the purpose of your meeting with Quartermaster Lutzko today?
What's it to you, Mac? The officer's eyes flick upward, scanning my face with the practiced arrogance of a bully who's never had to throw a single punch. I return his gaze with a frosted steel stare of my own.
Miss Randazzo, was it? Just a few questions and you can be on your way. No need for you to escalate this.
His reptilian eyes flick from me to Nellie, greedily drinking in her details. This one's the type to seek out power and authority purely as an excuse to start fires wherever he wants. And he's oily enough to be a hazard around any open flame. We were just hoping Lutzko could help us find something.
And what is it you're hoping to find?
Excuse me, but don't you think that's a bit personal?
Run-of-the-mill scrap. Spare parts. I got this lemon, see, and she needs a lot of love.
I see. And what is it you do for a living, exactly?
Cargo transport mostly. Interbarony import-export.
Really? And do you enjoy it?
Oh, always. He catches the sarcasm like a maniac's shortstop and offers a wan little smile.
Anyway, listen to me prattle on. I get flustered when faced with such ravishing beauty, you see. For sisters, you don't look that much alike. Do people tell you that often?
Oh, he's loving this. Savoring every second like we're a pair of potato knish, fresh out of the oven. Which means, of course, he's about to bite.
I trust a pair of such good little New York girls would promptly report it if they were made aware of any illicit activity on the part of Sergeant Major Lutzko. Correct?
What do you mean, illicit?
Oh, you know, illegal, wrong, things that would demand a transfer of leadership here into more capable hands. Anything he shouldn't be doing.
How would I know what he should or shouldn't be doing? His smile flashes in and out of existence so quick, you could argue it never happened. In an instant, his officious familiarity vanishes.
How charming. Now, you and your sister can testify to what you know, or we can take this up with General Tillinghast. Your choice.
Doesn't take a genius to figure Lutz goes into something dirtier than his own soot-stained uniform. I share a look with Nellie, whose sparkling eyes are relying on me to navigate us out of these shark-infested waters. What's he in trouble for, anyway?
Treason, malfeasance, embezzlement. Supplies deemed vital to the war effort have disappeared, only to be found later on the black market or in the possession of degenerates.
He didn't need to specify which degenerates he was referring to. Apparently rats wasn't cruel enough.
The punishment for which is death, of course, by grounding.
Grounding? Is that...
Yeah, kid. The long drop and the sudden stop.
It's justice, my dear. Traitors pay their deficit in loyalty with blood.
I'll tell you what I don't know. Why I've never met you before. Promoted recently? A hungry look comes over him, like a fox delighted by the rabbit who dares to fight back.
I pride myself on subtlety, my dear. Nobody knows I'm around, unless I want them to.
How nice for us. He's inching closer, and his military-issue aftershave doesn't do much to mask the fetid milk stink of his breath. I maintain the distance between us. Not rude, but not too subtle either. He squints, unsmiling.
Let's get back to the topic at hand, shall we?
Seems to me it'd be some work to get to the bottom of whatever Lutz goes into. And I don't work for free. The officer's eyes flash, like a jaguar recognizing another predator in the underbrush.
A woman of commerce. Yes, very good. If you cooperate, I can assure you my office will be more than capable of furnishing you with whatever reward you're looking for.
That's what I like to hear. If I find anything out, you'll be the first to know.
I shall hold you to it. This was a distinct pleasure, ladies. Till we meet again.
Goodbye.
He peels himself out of our path as slowly and painfully as an overglued bandage on a fresh wound. With a final, colorless smile, he turns towards the quartermaster's office. Inside, Let's Go spots him, and the old man's Adam's apple bounces like a kid on a trampoline. Just out of reach. Not while he's here.
I don't think I like that Officer Pitt very much.
That's only because you've got working eyes and ears. Stay away from him, all right?
You don't have to tell me twice.
Still, seems to me we've got options.
We do?
Well, whether we play it the Quartermaster's way, or throw him under Pitt's repulsors, you and I still come out with the parts for Alexander and Maria.
I see. But what'll happen to the scrapyard if the Quartermaster's arrested by White Street Intelligence?
You never know. Let's Go seems all right, but he's not exactly running a tight ship here. With someone like Pitt in charge, the Aetherians might get more reliable supplies.
But then the restrictions imposed on them may get even worse. Boy, there aren't any easy answers in the lowers, are there?
You catch on fast for an academic.
Gia, the water filtration pieces we need, where do they originate from?
Well, White Street reuses whatever they can. Old coffee makers, radiator grills. If you can find it down in the burrows, then you pile it onto the beanstalk and it gets carted up here.
Oh, of course. Well, then it's simple, isn't it? We just go there and grab some supplies while they're in transit.
I must be giving her a real scorcher of a look, because she blushes pinker than a spring tulip. You're suggesting we raid a cargo shipment. You're suggesting we steal something?
Well, it's a solution, isn't it? I'm trying to get into the lower spirit.
The embarrassment and excitement fighting for real estate on her face have me this close to throwing an arm around her shoulders and tussling her hair. Let's go, Principessa. This is the closest to the burrows I've been in years. If I look off the edge, I might even be able to see where I was born. I keep my distance.
Gia, what's that?
She points out the passenger window at the dark shape of a scrapper clunker, its burnished surface glinting as it swoops down to intercept us. Its markings, from grease-splashed like war paint across the hood to the scars and gouges of previous fights, suggest a high rank. That is who we're here to find. As the car pulls up alongside us, an even and untroubled voice squawks out at us.
Hello there. Looking for something, little bird?
He didn't open the dialogue by opening fire, so I take that as an encouraging sign. Nellie's looking at me expectantly. I better choose my words carefully as we pull over. You familiar with White Street's quartermaster?
Let's go. Sure. He's the only man who puts food on my table.
The scrapper leans out his window and proffers a folded piece of paper. I can see the quartermaster's stamp even before I grab it. It's a personal letter, promising pay for extra security for the Lutzko's goods as they travel the beanstalk. That's quite the arrangement you've got yourself. Wish my family'd been that lucky.
You from the boroughs?
Siltside, long time ago. Had to find a different way out.
Siltside? Couldn't be. Nobody comes out of there in one piece.
Who says I'm in one piece? The rolling rumble of his laugh matches the cadence of his engine. Mind if I keep this? Could come in handy.
Sure, I've got more at home. The man loves his correspondence.
How are things groundside these days? It's been a while.
Same as always.
The bitterness in his voice betrays no lie. The burrows are still the same as I left them. Hot in the daytime, freezing at night. Harsh winds carrying skin-slicing dust. Short on clean water, fresh food, and hope. Some things never change. I still hang my boots out the window at night.
You really are Burroughs' kid.
The scrapper and I share a sharp-toothed grin, and I savor the puzzled look on Nellie's face. I'm not here to steal from anybody. I'll pay for what I claim. I'm looking for water filter parts. Got any on you?
Matter of fact, I do have something that might work in a pinch.
Guess we go our separate ways then.
Fine by me. You be careful out there.
His engine roars as he peels away, and I hear Nellie exhale next to me.
I don't think Mr. Quartermaster is going to be happy with us.
Can't please everyone, kid. The busted chunk of an island's underside rusts in the sun, laying precariously on a crushed tenement building. Broken detritus and snapped cabling hangs down close to the street.
Oh, this is perfect! See that? If that old Aether repulsor's not damaged, the parts could easily be repurposed for water filtration.
Once we're parked, she runs off and gets to work, untangling pieces of equipment, reaching up on her tippy toes to pull down bundles of wire.
Well, start over there with the equalizer piping.
Damned if I know what equalizer piping is, but I follow her finger and start pulling at some ceramic hose. Her approving nod tells me I'm on the right track, and after a few minutes of work, she turns to me and grins. We load up our scrap and head out. We load up our scrap and head out. There's no mistaking the throaty grumble of a scrapper rig on the prowl, all sizzling oil and sparking ozone. Many scrappers are perfectly decent people just trying to survive. I can tell without looking that ain't the case with this one.
Too bad. Finders keepers, pal. Too bad.
You all right?
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you. You really... You grew up with those people?
A different time, kid. A different life.
I'm not sure they'll be familiar with that sort of terminology, Chia. What about...
When we pull up to the quartermaster's office, there's a troop of secret police attending Lutzko and Pitt inside. Neither one looks pleased to be sharing the same air with the other.
I suppose this is what they call the moment of truth?
You suppose right. How do you want to play it? She looks surprised, as though she didn't expect me to source an opinion. You want to learn how things work in the lowers, Doctor? There's the tough choice and the tougher choice. So choose.
Well, as I said, I'm not exactly well-versed in White Street military politics, and I've only gathered minimal data on the relevant parties so far. There are other considerations too, like...
No, you're overthinking it. What does your gut tell you?
It tells me we should help the quartermaster. Even if times are tough for Alexander and Maria, I can't see them improving if that pitman takes control here.
She's not wrong. But she doesn't know the kind of suffering a man like Lutzko can cause, even if he means well. She's never lived a life where you can happily choose a pit, knowing at least there'll be food on your table. No easy way out. There never is. I open the door to the office, and the Whitecaps look up expectantly.
Ah, the Randazzo sisters. How very good to see you again.
Aren't you a little more concerned about the scrappers in your territory than wasting time on this old soldier?
Ah, but my time hasn't been wasted. Not at all.
Intelligence Officer Pitt wears the devil's own smile as he snaps his fingers, and one of his cronies cuffs the quartermaster. The king of the scrapyard is led out in irons, disgraced before his entire realm. Lutzko squints in Pitt's direction as he's ushered past.
Oh, you'll get your due process as a loyal serviceman of White Street. I don't mind the paperwork.
The goons pull him away without another word, leaving me and Nellie in the whistling wind of the high platform, unsure whether what we just saw was justice or tyranny, or neither. I catch Nellie's whisper at my shoulder.
Gia, did we do the right thing?
You ask me? They were going to toss him in the can regardless. I'm more worried that someone like Pitt knows our faces now. We'll have to be careful in White Street from now on. Those look like good parts for the Aetherians. Nobody around to miss them.
Gia, things got a bit hot back there, didn't they? I think we should visit that safe house Maria told us about. She did say we might need it.
She's nervous and she doesn't know what to expect next. That doesn't make her wrong, though.
This is the place? Is it safe now? Can we leave?
Somehow, the place looks even rougher than it did only a few hours ago. There's a pall in the air as thick as the smog. Alexander and Maria catch sight of us and head over, dropping the goggles from their stained faces and treating us to some weak but earnest smiles.
You're back. Do you have what we asked for?
I'm happy to say we were able to retrieve some excellent parts for you. Here you are.
The kid magnanimously hands over the scrap, with all the pomp of a mayor handing out the key to the city. I can do you one better. I hand over the extra parts we managed to scrounge up. Maria accepts them graciously, and Alexander puts a hand on my shoulder. His dirty cheeks are already lined where he's been crying.
I can't tell you what this means. Things have been hard. Our nephew,
His words freeze in his throat, and Maria puts a consoling arm around him. And our deal?
We're true to our word. Poppers spotted a car matching your description by Hero's Arch, past the commercial district at the island's edge. Should still be there. I should tell you, though.
It's all right. Thank you. Next to me, the kid is wilted like a balloon with all the air let out. Her pretty little life in the Heights hasn't prepared her for this. She's had a double shot of reality, with no chaser. Thank you, and good luck.
To you as well.
He bites something back, tight-lipped, but his eyes say it all. Usable scrap wasn't all we gave them today. We reminded him that not all outsiders are pinstriped jackals with a pen in their hand and gold in their smile.
Don't play coy, miss. I just saw you toss something out of your vehicle. Was that a cigarette butt? Contraband? You'll have to pay the fine on this here ticket, or we'll have a problem. What? I'm not sure I like what you're suggesting, miss. Actually, you know, never mind. You're pretty sharp, and you're not wrong. That's plenty fair. Sorry about the stop, miss.
My whole livelihood sits there abandoned, abused, and torched beyond recognition, kept company only by effigies to the long dead. The smell of my burnt future still lingers in the cold air.
Oh, Gia, your car! I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
The vandal who took my car apart was more butcher than surgeon, ripping out the hidden compartments and leaving a gaping hole where Nellie's briefcase had been stored. Kid, she runs forward, hoping that every desperate scavenger in a 5-mile radius had somehow missed the briefcase. They hadn't.
No!
I suddenly feel like I'm outside my own body, looking down from above at this odd, tawdry sight. A scientist and a smuggler, hunched over the gutted corpse of a flashy import roadster. Ain't a comic panel been printed with a scene as strange as this. I nudge Nellie, motioning for her to follow me towards the edge of the island, overlooking the lowers. She somberly shuffles over before taking a seat next to me. Our legs dangle over the edge like a set of old, tarnished garden chimes.
I thought it'd be beautiful up close. Is that silly?
Huh?
The well. I've seen it so many times from the Institute, obviously, but I thought when I came down in person... I don't know. I guess I expected something different.
In the lowers, kid, things rarely go the way you expect. We gaze out at that hateful storm cloud, and I realize I do see a sort of severe, intense beauty in it. Like the ocean, maybe. Or what I imagine the ocean is like up close. What is it, anyway?
The well? It's a unique gravitational phenomenon. I theorize it's a byproduct of excessive industrial Aether production, but the data is still unclear.
Punishment for our sins?
Last week, I would have scoffed at that. Today, I don't even know what I know anymore. Maybe it is.
Look, you can't carry the world on your shoulders, kid. We do what we can, and when we can't anymore, well, there's always wind skipping. She turns to me, confused. I reach into a deep coat pocket and pull out a handful of flat stone shards, eyeing them for the proper shape and size. My Zio taught me, when days were bad or boring or too hot or too cold or too anything, we'd throw stones together. The trick is to time it with the updraft. Watch this. The shard arcs into the air with hope, but plummets into a heavy descent. Nellie stifles a soft laugh. Small as it is, the gray skies over White Street seem grateful for that little spark of joy. The shard catches the wind and flies into the sky before disappearing into the noise of the city. Nellie's eyes brighten. Nellie takes a few stones from my hand, giving them a clinical eye. She winds back for a throw, but hesitates, glancing over at me. She turns over her stone, memorizing every bump and ridge before tossing it into the draft. It isn't much of a throw, but I have to hand it to the kid. She times it perfectly, and that stone flies better than any bird.
Well, what do you know? I do feel a bit better.
See? Nice throw, kid.
Thanks. Not that difficult, once you factor in mass times force. Accounting for the wind, of course.
All right, easy there. You ain't pitching for the Metro Maniacs just yet. We sit in silence a little longer, before the wind begs me to say something. What's so special about that briefcase of yours?
Oh, I've been tracking the growth patterns of the well for some time. Recently, the etheric charge in the storm band spiked, building in both intensity and atmospheric disturbance. Something recently made the well stronger. Much stronger. If I can stop that, I might be able to stop the well from consuming the lowers altogether.
You're serious, aren't you? You really think you can fix it?
Yes, but without my notes, I'll have to start again, collect some more data. I remember most of the model, but recreating some of the theorems will take time.
Well, that settles it. We're not done yet, kid. Those notes of yours, pretty sure they were taken. And I'm not going to soil my reputation by losing a client's property. We just need to fix up our clunker to find them. She does look like a block of cheese. Or a sponge. Honeycomb, maybe? I can see her gears spinning up again, and I decide to let her run.
I love it! You think we could find any yellow paint? Something bright? Or would that draw too much attention? The bad kind, I mean.
As we stand under the gloom of the well, the world somehow manages to look just a tiny bit brighter.
I think your uncle was right earlier. The wind skipping did help. Thanks, Principessa.
Trying out a little Italian? We'll work on it. Something easier.
But you call me that. I should be able to call you something.
I've already got a name, kid. But let me know if you think of anything. Let's head home, kid.
Leave us alone! Wait, my research? Give it back! And that's doctor to you!
You're cruising for a bruising!
I better let Cress know what happened to the Chimera. Cress greets us, shoulders square, arms crossed, a woman bracing for impact. She must have figured something was wrong when I didn't pull up with our baby.
You find her?
She was gutted. Nothing left to salvage. Expecting the hit doesn't make it hurt any less. Her shoulders fall.
It was awful. Ugh, she was an incredible machine. I've been in Heights cars with brace staplers that weren't as well optimized.
Is this that ray of sunshine that's been following you around?
Yes, hello! I'm Nellie. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. All good things, of course.
Oh, so Gia's been lying.
But Gia didn't say you were a mechanic. I thought Lowers Islands didn't allow their Aetherians to work on the surface. Or is that how it works in the hull?
The kid stepping into a minefield. Cress talks as much about her personal life as she talks Bavarian politics. Hey, Nellie. Throttle back on the personal questions, huh?
When was I... Oh, I'm so sorry. Today is my first time meeting an Aetherian. I hope I wasn't too forward.
You were, but at least you didn't say rat.
The kid looks on like she's ready to start taking notes.
The hole's not like other islands. No free homes, no rats under contract. You need a generator looked at, you pay me like anyone else.
Don't worry, I won't be a bother. I'm certain I can find my way around a generator. Oh, but I hope it won't be any trouble to ask about the output capacity. I can pay you a consultation fee once I have the funds. Unless you accept coffee.
Stick around a month. I'll think about it. And I take cash.
Cress is playing it softer than I expected with the kid. The first day I walked in here, I was lucky to get away with my jaw intact.
So, the Chimera's gone. Looks like you're stuck with that bucket of bolts.
Honeybee is not a bucket of bolts. She's a queen. All she needs is a fresh coat of paint.
You named her. You gonna get attached to every lost cause you come across now?
Oh, I love it! I think it's an inspired choice, Gia.
Cress grins and heat creeps up under my collar. I feel like I'm 6 again. The neighbor boys taunting me after they found my stuffed dolly. Both of you are cruising for a bruising right now, you know that?
Yeah. Anyway, all that hunk of yours really needs is a tune-up, a fresh set of repulsors, and restitching of the upholstery.
At a minimum. And she's not the only one who needs to get back in real fighting shape, Cress. My rep's in the gutter, and I need cash.
Okay. What exactly are you looking for?
Got anything for a little more protection? Honeybee can take some fire from street-level punks, but I wouldn't trust her in a serious dogfight.
The chassis is shot to hell. You're gonna want some serious armor plating to reinforce it. I'm out of anything at the level you're asking for, but if you bring me the plates, I'll get them set up for you.
Think Tiana has anything?
If you're willing to pay an arm and a leg.
Fair enough. I'll stop by Pier 6. You happen to know of any jobs?
I got something, but it doesn't pay much. More of a personal matter. If you want real money, you know who you'll have to talk to.
No, Needles is off the table.
Needles? Is he bad?
He's nobody. Just another smuggler I used to work with. We had a falling out on our last job.
Just another smuggler who owes you big? He recently set up shop in the Raymond district. Not struggling for work either. You need a lead on jobs. He's who you need to talk to. Least he can do.
I haven't seen Needles since Zio died. Haven't wanted to. Too many bad memories. But Cress is right. I need the money. And a job's a job, even if it's from him. You said you had a job? Something personal?
Yeah, but first, tell your client to go bother someone else.
Oh, no problem. Don't worry about me. I've been wanting to look at these Aether lifters you got stacked up over there. It'll be like I'm not even here.
I heard about what you did for the Aether rats in White Street. Thanks.
They dealt with me fairly, and your advice was, if I recall correctly, to not be an ass. So I wasn't.
So, you wouldn't say no to another job for them?
Depends. You said yourself the pay's nothing to write home about.
We got some scratch saved up. A sponsor's covering the rest. They're good for it. I'll vouch.
Okay. As long as it'll help build up my rep, I'm in. What's the job?
I need a getaway driver. We're breaking rats out of the tomb.
If Cress is trying to make a joke, it's a poor effort. No one escapes that upside-down prison. Not alive, anyway. At best, you get to enjoy 10 seconds of freedom before you give the Earth a goodbye kiss. Barons usually leave rats to the terriers. Why'd General Eli bother to lock him up?
He's a paranoid tyrant. He doesn't need a good reason to keep you in a cage.
I just want to know what sort of people we're helping.
Good people. There was a wasting outbreak in White Street. Rats thought it had something to do with the water shortage. Eli didn't like them talking, so he put them where no one could hear them.
No one escapes the tomb, Cress.
Maybe Eli shouldn't have locked up the same people who keep him afloat. My people have a way into the garbage system and the trash chutes that lead outside.
And
we're going to take out the trash.
So, what's my part in this? I've seen you steer out of gravity slips like it's nothing. You're plenty capable of a pickup.
It's a two-person job. I'll drive the barge there, but I need someone to keep unwanted eyes off us along the way.
Who's this mysterious sponsor of yours?
Gia. If I could tell you, I would. Don't push it.
Come on. Anyone with the cash to spring a bunch of Aether convicts out of the tomb is blowing that money on diamond jewelry and nightclub tabs. You really want me to believe this is a charity case?
I don't care what you believe. The money's good. That's all you need to know.
I knew from her blue-hot glare I'd pushed her as far as she would go. Doesn't matter. One way or another, I'll eventually find out who's holding the bag. Okay, Cress. I'm with you.
Good. Only certain barges with military clearance are allowed near the tomb. I got one lined up. Let's meet there first.
The tomb's crawling with whitecaps. They're not just going to let us drive up and make off with a bunch of convicts.
That's where you come in. I need someone who can get physical when the time calls for it, or keep me from being seen.
Like old times. We haven't done a job together since the carnival.
Yeah, well, I've been busy. And let's make sure this job goes better. It took me weeks to get the smell of wet lion out of that car. Back already, huh?